Well, welcome to Whole Bible Study with your host, Tad Enoch. Today we continue our journey through the book of Enoch, also called First Enoch, a text we've been exploring from the beginning, chapter by chapter. We've already studied chapters 1 through 16 in depth, where we saw the introduction of the Enoch's calling, the rebellion of the Watchers, the judgment pronounced on them, and the unfolding theme of how the unseen world is structured around divine order. Now we arrive at chapters 17 and 18, where the tone shifts dramatically. Enoch is taken on his first great cosmic tour. Before we begin, let's briefly recall where we are in the story. In chapters 1 through 5, we were introduced to Enoch as a prophetic figure shown visions of judgment and restoration. In chapters 6 through 11, we learned about the Watchers, heavenly beings who violated their proper place, descended to the earth, and caused disorder. In chapters 12 through 16, gave us Enoch's direct messages to these rebellious beings and revealed how their actions disrupted the balance of creation. All of this leads perfectly into chapters 17 and 18, where Enoch is shown the deeper structures of the universe itself, the boundaries, the foundations, the storehouses, and the places where cosmic rebellion is restrained. With that in context, we can now introduce the guiding question for today's study. What do these two chapters reveal about how the ancient world understood the cosmos? When Enoch is taken on a walk among the stars, shown winds, boundaries, abyss, and imprisoned celestial beings, what actually he is being shown is, and why. What is he being shown and why? And how should we understand these descriptions responsibly without imposing modern expectations on ancient worldviews? Before we explore these questions in depth, we'll begin with a live reading of 1 Enoch chapters 17 and 18. This reading is a clean modern English rendering based on standard academic translations without additions or dramatization. It is simply the text itself, and after the reading, we'll unpack what these visions may have meant within their ancient context. Let's begin with our live reading. This is like I said, a clean modern English rendering based on standard academic translations without additions or dramatization. It is simply the text as it exists. Enoch, 1 Enoch, chapter 17. And they took me to a place where the living waters flow. And I saw great rivers, and I saw great darkness and gloom. And I came to a place where no heaven was above and no firm ground beneath. There was nothing but chaotic and terrible void. And there I saw 7 stars of heaven abound together like great mountains and burning with fire. And I said, quote, "For what sin have I been bound, and why have they been thrown into this place?" Unquote. And the angel who was with me said, "These are the stars that have transgressed the command of the Most High. They are bound here until the number of 7 of the heavens is fulfilled." I saw the storehouses of the winds and the foundations of the earth. I saw the cornerstones of the heaven. I saw the place from which the winds go out and are divided, the wind of the east and the west, the south and the north. And I saw the mountains of metal, mountains of iron, of copper, of silver, and of gold. And I saw the deep abyss with pillars of heavenly fire. And I asked, "What is this burning abyss?" And the angel said, "This is the end of heaven and earth. This is the prison for the stars of heaven and for the host of heaven, for the stars of heaven and for the host of heaven." And I saw how the stars were being punished there, bound in chains of fire, because they did not rise in their appointed times. And I saw the winds of heaven holding up the firmament and the courses of the stars. Now that we've completed that reading, let's begin to unpack what we've just heard. As we do this, remember that we are placing ourselves inside an ancient worldview that used symbolic geography to describe moral and spiritual realities. What Enoch sees is not meant to be a scientific explanation of the universe. Instead, it is a guided tour of how the cosmos functions according to divine order. One of the first images Enoch encounters is a desolate region that lacks both heaven above and firm ground below. This description of a chaotic void appears in several ancient Near Eastern traditions. It represents the unstable boundary of regions of creation, zones not designed for life, but for spiritual realities that operate outside the normal order. We cannot say with certainty how literally this was understood, but it clearly symbolizes disorder, isolation, and a place where beings that violate divine command are held. The most striking sight in chapter 17 is the group of 7 stars bound like mountains and burning with fire. In our modern world, stars are understood as astronomical objects, enormous spheres of burning gas. But in the ancient world, stars were viewed as living beings, celestial entities that obey divine command. That idea does not originate with first Enoch. It appears throughout ancient Jewish literature. For example, the book of Job describes the stars singing and the quote, sons of God shouting for joy. That suggests these stars were understood as heavenly beings with both identity and responsibility. When Enoch sees these stars imprisoned, the message is not astronomical, but moral. These stars have failed in their duties. They did not rise in their appointed times. They broke the order of creation, and because of that, they are kept in a fiery abyss until the completion of heaven's order. Scholars today debate how literal this imagery was meant to be. Some see it as symbolic of spiritual beings. Others believe the ancient audience understood stars as both physical and spiritual realities. We cannot be completely certain, so we avoid absolute statements here. What we can say is that the text presents stars as moral agents. In chapter 18 introduces new cosmic structures, the storehouses of the winds, the foundations of the earth, and the cornerstones of heaven. These images appear in other ancient texts as well. The, quote, storehouses represent chambers of treasuries where natural forces are kept until released by divine command. The foundations and cornerstones symbolize cosmic stability. None of this is designed as a mechanical explanation of nature. Instead, these are conceptual tools to express that the universe is ordered and governed. Then Enoch sees mountains made of metal, iron, copper, silver, and gold. He is witnessing the skeleton-like structures of creation. Scholars offer different interpretations here. Some propose these represent cosmic boundaries. Others see economic or metallurgical symbolism. A few think these reflect known mineral regions near the text's origin. We cannot identify the intent with certainty. What is consistent is that these metals signify permanence and value. The abyss Enoch sees is not the Christian ideal of hell. It is the cosmic prison for heavenly beings that violate the structure of creation. The imagery of chains, fire, and confinement appears in several ancient traditions, including Mesopotamian and Ugaritic texts. These traditions use symbolic geography to describe the consequences of disorder in the spiritual realm. Again, this is not literal topography, it's a moral architecture. Throughout this journey, Enoch asks the angelic guide for explanations. The guide's answers always describe function, what these places do, not how they physically work. This tells us something important. Ancient cosmology was not concerned with physical mechanisms, but with purpose. The universe was seen as a moral system first and a physical one second. When we zoom out, what picture emerges? The cosmos of first Enoch is structured, layered, and purposeful. It operates through appointed times, boundaries, and responsibilities. Creation is maintained through obedience, and when the obedience is broken, the universe responds by confining the rebellion. Whether or not this reflects the beliefs of all ancient Jews is impossible to know, But this text gives us one influential window into how at least one community understood the structure of reality. So how did the ancient world understand the cosmos? According to 1 Enoch, verses chapters 17 and 18, first, stars were living beings with moral tasks. Second, creation had storehouses, gates, and boundaries that revealed divine governance. And third, cosmic rebellion led to confinement. Fourth, the universe was portrayed as stable because it reflected the order of God. None of this is intended as scientific explanation. It is theological cosmology, an attempt to describe the unseen structure behind the visible world. As we close, we return our guiding question. What did Enoch see, and what does it reveal? Enoch saw a world where every part of creation, from the winds to the stars, had a role to play in sustaining divine order. The ancient mind did not divide the physical from the moral. For them, cosmic order and moral order were one and the same. And Enoch's journey teaches that the universe is not random or chaotic, but purposeful and structured. Well, thank you for joining for this study of 1 Enoch chapters 17 and 18. If this exploration has sparked your curiosity, feel free to share it with others or revisit the text with fresh eyes. Support for this content like this, visit the YouTube channel Bible Study with Tad, or check the links in the description. And we'll see you in the next chapter soon.